So, beginning with 200 deadlift. This didn't go as I initially planned, but nonetheless, it did go up for 3 reps. But the main problem here was, well, it's what my friend also spotted, is that when I do go up to higher volume, I tend to forget about slack, which, yeah, I forgot slack multiple times while deadlifting. So yeah, wasn't the greatest and smoothest 200 ever. So yeah, I'll just have to rethink next time. Just have to really think about it and just think. Well, I said think twice, but anyway, yeah, the other sets were all right. I tried my best to pull slack, and they felt a bit easier. But yeah, overall it felt pretty good. Nothing much in the way of actual things, like any injuries or anything to do with this. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's just all technique from here. But yeah, anyway, on to some Penley rows, my divine favourite, which if you couldn't tell by my sarcastic tone, I don't really like these, but they're like explosive power, movement, and just there to, get that bit of a boost when it comes to like deadlift and everything, because with this movement you are training the muscles that will be used. If you don't think you're using like your lats and everything while deadlifting, you are, because you have to tuck in and then pull. So you are using a lot of your back, which is the reason why it's on a back day and not a leg day, because it is a back movement and it does train your posterior chain. But anyway, on to some lat pull downs. My very favourite for lats, and as you can see, look at them delts. Damn, boy. Yeah, I'm hyping myself up a bit too much, but yeah, lats are coming along. Still upper dominant, but they are coming down further, as you will see at the end when I pose and everything. So I mean, form looks fairly decent. I am getting that stretch and keeping that tension and pulling it back down. That's how I like to visualize it, and that's pretty much how I've got the lats I already have. So, but yeah, they need to be a bit bigger and a bit more prominent before, the title of the video, as I might be looking to compete in bodybuilding. So like probably classic or men's physique, that kind of thing. So I'll have to really dial in micro movements, as I like to call it, like certain movements that train different heads of different muscles and all that. You'll have to, be a perfectionist basically on trying to carve out your dream physique that will get you the most points. But yeah, that's still in like the very far future, probably like in a year or something, potentially. So that will be a thing that I do in the future. But anyway, on to cable rows. As of recent, I've got very good mind muscle connection with this. I did feel it today, so it was very, very good, which I'm very happy about, because I think it'll also help with my shoulder issue, because you can definitely have muscle imbalances and muscle instability, which can lead to things like a rotator cuff, just like deciding to sod off. So yeah, it might help in the future by having stronger, muscles in the back where I'm pulling, vertically instead of whatever. I don't know which angle which is which. I keep forgetting, but I think horizontally is that I'm pulling, because that's, yeah. But anyway, less of my 700 IQ plays. But yeah, this definitely felt pretty good. Got a good squeeze and everything, and definitely felt the traps really working. I don't really fully extend. I keep it at a point where there's tension and pull back, like my lat pull down and everything like that. But today on biceps, we are doing some, curls. Now I decided to do these because my biceps were already a bit fatigued, so I decided, why not fatigue them more with a bit of incline dumbbells? So yeah, these felt pretty good. Just as a little warm up, like to, warm up the bicep and just like go into 2 sets of preach curls after this. So that's what I proceeded to do. And yeah, got a good bicep pump, got a good burn. So I know my body is working. But yeah, overall workout, very good. And yeah, and not much to complain about, just like getting on with it. And we will see what happens in the preceding weeks and everything, because I'm getting stronger, I'd say, but I'd have to, look into it a bit more. But yeah, and now enjoy the rest. No, I can't believe it's much. So that was a pretty good workout. Felt fairly good, most of it, and yeah. Well, the topic of today is, am I competing at all? Well, the thing that's on my mind is maybe. So like bodybuilding, it might be on the table currently. Powerlifting, I don't think so. But I will do a meet at some point in my life. So potentially, when I get stronger anyway, I'm not currently, that good at the moment when it comes to powerlifting standards. But I'll get there anyway. But fighting, maybe. I'll definitely be doing amateurs by the end of the year. Don't know if I'll put it on, because I don't know if I can record those types of things, but or put it on YouTube for that fact. I don't know. It might be too graphic or whatever. But other than that, bodybuilding might be on the table. I mean, some personal trainer was mentioning to me that I should compete and everything. Even my friends think I should compete in bodybuilding, which I'll take as a compliment, like. But I don't know, because I'm natural. If it wasn't blatantly obvious, I haven't took a steroid in my life. The only thing I've took is creatine, magnesium, zinc, and ashwagandha. That's all I've took for my so-called lifting journey. But yeah, the thing is with bodybuilding and everything is standards. So like with natural bodybuilding, as you've seen, Will Tennyson has competed, and yeah, he looked fairly good. And you see, the thing is, people just dunked on him for no reason. Oh, his legs aren't lean enough. He needs to diet another couple weeks, and I'm like, bro, you realise he probably stores most of his fat in his legs, and I mean, if he was to go any further, I don't know, in near death, because it was like 6% body fat or something, which is very, very good for naturals and everything. So I can definitely say it might be a case of, that happening. So I might have to do what Will Tennyson did. So like 200 days of dieting and everything. So to get down to that, body fat percentage, and then compete for a show. I won't have a coach or anything, primarily because I'm broke as shit, so I can't afford a coach, and also I'm going to try, see if I can do it by myself. I'll do my research and everything, try and get into the best shape I can, and see what happens, really. Because I do know my nutrition, I do know my exercises, so I'll probably still do the squat, bench, deadlift while preparing for it, but when it comes closer and closer, you're probably not gonna do those sorts of things. So it's like just knowing when to stop those kinds of things and focusing more on cardio and all that. But with bodybuilding, it is typically unhealthy. So like you're nearly dead. Like the point where your body fat is like where it's like death's door is 3%. In regards to whatever the fuck Ronnie Coleman says. I love the guy. He's like a disabled black old, uncle. But he does talk some shit sometimes. Like 0.33% body fat and negative body fat or whatever the fuck he says. Like, that's ridiculous. You're not doing that. And also him being like lean year round, I don't believe. So like I believe he got up to like 10%, which most bodybuilders get up to at max, and then diet down to probably around 3%, because when you get below 3% body fat, it's death's door. You can't live, you can't exist, because hell, even the leanest people in the world just like dead. But and also the part after the competition where you just have to almost reverse diet because you may have a heart attack. That stuff does scare me a bit when it comes to bodybuilding and all that, because even if I did fighting as a career, I wouldn't have to get that lean. I just have to, find the weight class that I find comfortable and bulk up and then cut down when I need to, which seems pretty easy enough. Like most fighters, they may like do a whole, I think it's like drainage like thing they do where they have like multiple things to like piss all the, body weight out. But yeah, that stuff does scare me a bit, and I will admit, I am probably less scared of fighting than I am doing bodybuilding. So like, because with fighting, you have a referee there, you have a person there to like stop the person from battering you and everything. And also with fighting, it's like you need a you need like a fucking good shot to kill somebody or like permanently paralyze them, which is what I'm fine with, but I've been doing that for ages. And with this, it's like I'm 2.5 years in lifting and people are already saying you need to do a bodybuilding competition. Like, I'd be considered juniors, which is like 18 to 21, I believe. So like, in that regard, when I'm 20, when I'm going to do my cut, might be the stage where I'm cutting for 200 days or something, and then I'm going into a show, you know, that kind of thing. Because it all depends on certain like standards and everything. But I'd say my current body fat right now is probably slightly above 15. Like 15 to 17% body fat currently. So I'd have to cut probably 10 to 15 kilos. So that's 80 kilos or below, you know? So I'd be all the way back down to 80 kilos, which is crazy. So it's crazy to think that, and I'm just like, oh. Because you want that size, you want that, you know, feel big in shirts and everything, but when you're that lean, you're like tiny. So it's all about the mental as well. So with that, because you gotta like, you know, have that mentality of it's not forever, you'll get back there, you know. And then there's the topic of steroids, which, yeah, if you're a natural bodybuilder and you're really suffering, which I'm not saying steroid bodybuilders don't suffer, they do, like properly do. But when it comes to natural bodybuilding, your conditioning's more valued than your size, which, yeah, I have to torture myself for a long time. And yeah, I'll be weak as shit as well. Like, I like lifting heavy, but that's probably gonna have to go out the window when I like on the way down. But I'm gonna have to judge it just off what I can. But yeah, that is possibly on the table. Will it cut years off my life? Potentially, but a lot of things do. So yeah, if Will Tennyson can do it, so can I. And if Jesse James can do it, so can I. But it's potentially there. Like, do I think I'll look amazing? No. Like, I don't think I'll look great on a stage, me personally. But I'm just hoping it looks semi-decent and I get, you know, 5th or something. But I'm aiming for 1st, of course, because, you know, just gotta, you know, you gotta try your best at these things. And who knows, sponsorship or something, I don't fucking know. But yeah, competing, maybe. And yeah, that'll be all for me today. Not much for today, unfortunately, just purely because not much for me to say today. The transformation videos coming some point in the week, so keep your eyes out for that. And thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.